rivalry to kick off penultimate weekend in ACC play. Welcome to NC State, red and blue on full display. Here at Dell Softball Stadium, the Wolfpack fighting for their ACC lives, looking for a top 4 spot in the tournament. With a former Syracuse standout, so orange mixed in with blue and red. Faith Canine having home runs. This top 4 is as dangerous as any team in the ACC.
It really doesn't let up. You have Malauulu leading off here. Again, she has so much veteran experience at UCLA.
And there's Tess going back up the middle. As a Trojan alum, I hate saying UCLA transferred, but I will give Tessa credit.
After rotation, a few innings here and there, but I feel like these last couple weeks, Maxton's really ate it all up.
Forces weak contact to Michelle Tarpey, the Wolfpack senior first baseman, and there's one away. That's the storyline of this NC State team. How do they field this? Gold takes a huge blast, 51 and counting. A no-doubter for the Queen of Durham.
Well, Gold doing what she does best. She hits the long ball, but I gotta say, did you see where that ball was, Evan? This field is a home run hitting field, but that pitch down at her knees on the inside corner. There's not much more you could ask for from your pitcher with that type of pitch. Just Anna Gold is just that good every time she steps up to the plate. Not mishitting right now. They're on Carly Maxton.
That's the challenge for the ace of the pack staff as this ball's touched to center. Good coverage from Tori Ensley, who makes the start in center for Ellie Goins.
Team that's just gonna run on you. It's kind of a surprise.
It's not a station-to-station team. You're right. First and third, ball in play. Even as the ball goes back into the infield, Coach Young will push the buttons. There's a slow roller for Tegan Thrunk, and she takes care of it. But how about Anna Gold, home run leaders in the league? 17 bombs as Michelle Tarpey rolls one to Gold. What a pick by Baker, but safe. Good speed from Michelle Tarpey.
And that's such a tough play to make. You have to make it quick.
Who's got a little pep to his step tonight. Taylor with a blast to right, taking advantage of the overturned call. And a 2-run shot ties it.
If you want to hype up your team, this is exactly how to do it. Taylor Ensley coming in right away with a big bomb. That was an outside pitch that she was able to just wait on. Look at that. Drugmuller doing a good job on that spot. Just left it a little high, in my opinion, but Taylor Ensley getting all of that and taking it to right field for that big home run. That is her 11th home run this.
2 for Drugmuller.
Yeah, she has that drop, screw, but also a really good changeup, but then also an off-speed rise. So again, just multiple different speeds with everything she does.
Gets Simmers out in front, and there's the first punch out for Drugmuller. One of 3 hitters with 10 or more bombs for the Wolfpack. That's on the ground. Omina Vega, easy play, 2 away. And you're right, Drugmuller changing speed is going to be so important tonight.
Now it's what makes.
As Ensley pokes one into the mid at Jada Baker. That out, no replay needed. Great defensive play. She'd be great at Dance Dance Revolution. As she fights this one off to first. No one's covering the bag as Tarpey was going for it. And Burgess's speed beats it out.
And that's such a tough spot for a first baseman because you have to be able to snag.
Duke beats it out. And now Baker pops it up. Simmers, long way to go, helping out her freshman counterpart, Massey. And there's one away. Has worked her way to the lineup, 41 starts. And then Thomas puts a good swing here. That's tracked down by Marbury, one of the veterans of the Wolfpack. And there's the second out. Her 1-2 pitch is on the ground. Simmers backhands. There's the 2.5, and it's late. Right on cue, the speed of Jennings.
She is just deadly, deadly.
5. Right through Maxton's legs. It's a base hit. The speed of Duke is thrown out at the plate. What a throw by Ensley. Tori said, I'm not letting my senior weekend go down quietly. Helping out Big Sis with a nice throw.
And this is
So the call stands. What a play from Tori Ensley.
top 25 team. They're also a top team here in the ACC. They have done so much.
As Michaela Marbury smokes one to center. You're right, building a culture here at Duke, so important. You think of this league traditionally, what Florida State has been and what they do under Lonnie Allen herself. Because all these kids, Malaysia, Full Willie of South Carolina, there's like 5 different players that LSU's landed in the portal in women's basketball. Good pitch from the pit transfer, Danny Drugmuller, and 2 away. So Thrunk in an 0-2 hole. And she goes down with a rise pitch. That's where Danny Drugmuller's special. Change in eye level.
It's pretty much the same thing for Amina Vega.
Well, Vega said, there's the power. Deep shot right center, her 9th. And Duke's back in front.
She heard you on that one, Evan. She says, I don't have power, I have some power.
She said, it's not just doubles for me. And now the bath begins.
Yeah, that pitch left right over the plate by Carly Maxton, frankly, right down the middle, and Amina Vega just took advantage. That is a pitch down to deep center on this field, but a big home run. The good thing for NC.
My kids are taken. Even as a Michigan grad, those are 2 great off of Maxton's body. Let's hope Carly's okay. Yeah, Coach Young was noting she was so impressed with her kids in the club.
Them is making sure they're getting those hits and stringing them together.
Well, there's 8 hits. It's a 2-run homer for Rodriguez, and it's absolutely a home run party all of a sudden.
Home run number 4 on the day, if I'm counting right.
Yeah, 4 total.
4 total. But Rodriguez says, I want to be a part of the party too. And
I like the water in the Stanley too. That's a nice touch. Not the Gatorade bottle, but the Stanley. It's trendy.
And that pitch was up in the zone right at the hands of Rodriguez, and she did a really good job. She actually opened up those hips and kind of took that step out and was able to get that out of the park. And she kind of has a very similar story. She actually started out as a pitcher. She was at JMU, and she just said she couldn't throw past 62, so decided to be a hitter.
And then she rockets one past Massey over there at third base. So 9 hard hit balls for Duke. Burgess a pop-up. And there's Marbury for the first out. Even the pop-ups are majestic from this Duke attack.
Yes, even look at, especially a lot of runs up on the board. If they're not feeling completely healthy in the circle, will be big for them this postseason.
As Baker skips one past Kendall Simmers, 15 quad 1 wins. That's why Duke is a top 10 RPI. But to your point, some disappointing losses sprinkled in freshman year. Earns a walk and the bases are loaded. This could help. Play to the plate. Gets the second out. Nice recovery from Wingore.
I feel like she's starting to hit her spots, and she's going after him.
Left center. And that's room. Tracked down by Marbury. Duke strands, the bases loaded. But this Duke home run offense, not one. COVID 5th year. Easy play for Amina Vega. Seven straight after giving up the home run to Ensley. And gives up a walk to lead off the third with 1 out.
And that was such a good at-bat by Tarpe. You said it, she was all over the...
What can Ensley do here with a 2-1 count? Smokes one to Vega. Nice defense. So Danny Drug, she threw a complete game win Wednesday and works a strikeout to end the third today. Danny Drugmiller making the most of her opportunities and holding. Hits another one hard to right center. And Vega with the leadoff single.
And Vega just sees the ball so well. She gets behind every single ball. Hard, I think, is a veteran mindset.
Mercy Young called it poetry in motion. Watching Anna Gold. Here's a check swing that gets put in play. And a nice recovery by Wen Gore. Well, that poetry less of the Edgar.
And I felt like NC State has done a really good job of limiting those big innings for Duke.
Because it plays like that. Nice snag by Wen Gore, who had a chance to go to third, but I think she'll like that. This will test Kendall Simmers, and she passes the test. So back-to-back outs get out of the threat. A scoreless four.
But just choosing that pitch that they want to go after. You have to kind of choose one speed.
There's the choice, and there's a base hit sitting on that change of speed. It's good adjustment from Church. This is Tori Ensley, who hit one really hard to first, and back-to-back at bats, which turns one safe at first. Man, Baker is a wall over there first base. In a day and age where softball pitchers can now touch the 70s with their fastballs, Drugmiller amps it up a little bit. It's not just change of speeds for her.
Yeah, what a good spot.
The redshirt senior catcher here for State, DHing tonight. Gets a good swing there, and now the tying run comes to the plate with 2 outs in the fourth.
As a senior, when you're in these senior weekends and you want to come out there and play, but Elena Smith, she's had a ton of injuries.
Goes first pitch hacking, and a nice play from Drugmiller to end it. So Duke gets out of the threat. 2 hits for the Wolfpack and a 3-run game. And the Charlotte native battling here 2-2. Burgess ropes one under Simmers' mitt. That's going to roll to the fence, but a good cutoff by Tori Ensley. Off of Gore's mitt, Simmers just hangs on to it, and everyone's safe on the single for Jada Baker.
And that's so tough. I
see Kurt warming up.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see her later in this game.
Whoa, Thomas with a hook. It stays fair, and a 3-run shot. Brooklyn Thomas joins the home run fiesta. 4 bombs for the Blue Devils.
That's just her 2nd home run of the season. Brooklyn Thomas with the big swing out into left field. But this Duke offense all around showing off so much power. Ball low in the zone again. And Thomas does a good job just getting down underneath that. You can see her hands quiet. She got them in through quick.
Her first home run. So the speed threat of Deanna Jennings digs in. Another pitcher play. These Duke hitters are peppering the NC State.
43 feet from the plate. So once you pitch, you're that much closer.
As Tessa Malaulu goes the other way for a base hit. She's got 3 hits tonight. And you're could this be 10? No, it'll stay in the yard for Michaela Marbury. We noted it'll be an adventure for this State outfield tonight. I think another good play there. Gore's 1-1. Jams Anna Gold. And that ends the inning. 3 more for the Blue Devils. It's been a home run fest here in a Duke uniform earlier today. And Massey chases the rise pitch. There's a punch out. 6 Ks for Drugmuller.
And Drugmuller doing a really good job in the way that she set up Massey. She started out hard in so many home runs. They rely on the long ball, I'd say maybe a little too much.
Almost a long ball there, a long fly out to center. Because you're right, to your point, it's the two-run homer. That's been the offense. To follow up her home run in the first inning. A roller to third. Mala'olu saves it, flicks her wrist, and what a play. The grad transfer putting on a show to end the inning. Good effort by the Duke. Adjustment from the 8th-year head coach at Duke. This one stays in play. And a nice adjustment from Tori Ensley. I will say the numbers for Wynn Gore. Whitaker finds it. Nice play, 2 away. Wynn said heads up, and she found it. So Wynn Gore's payoff, not very close, and a walk here with 2 outs. And what Duke's been able to do, one is play really.
1-0. That's a close, tight game that they were playing. So it's not like they're losing to these teams by a lot.
Baker pops this one up to right, and one of the more battle-tested teams in the country in Duke. They're up 6 as we go to the bottom half. NCCC, what an impactful first-year piece. She waits on a pitch and drives it up the middle, a base hit.
And this is something
NC State will head to Auburn.
And I love that they chose to play Auburn right before the ACC tournament. I think it's smart.
Good pitch for Drugmuller, now has a season best 7 Ks.
And that's
Danny's bounced back really well from a tough start Saturday against Notre Dame. Forces weak contact. Anna Gold shows off the cannon. There's a second out. Close play with Tori Ensley. Marbury on the ground. Gold doing everything right today. A home run, nice defensive plays, showing off her speed. And we'll go to the 7th with Duke up 6. A 3-2 to Brooklyn Thomas. And the Durham native lays off, so she's on with a walk. A nice take, and it slips away from Whitaker.
Issues today. They already have 15 hits. I think they've left a lot of runners in scoring position.
So the slow roller to Elena Smith, and has to rush her throw. That's a mistake, and Duke takes advantage. And the ball rolled into the dugout, so the run scores. It's 9-2.
Throw was rushed too, where it may not be the best throw. I think probably what Leftwich is asking right now is, should she be able to get third? And since she was already taking off towards second with the throw, and then it rolled.
15 of her last 16 games for Tessa. Wants a 4-hit game here, but this will stay up, and Marbury tracks it down.
That late at night, that's new to me.
Amina Vega on the ground. Elena Smith makes the recovery, and there's the second out. Does move Jennings even closer.
And one thing Gore did really well with her in her last at-bat is she jammed her hard inside.
Now she goes a little too far inside in the hit by pitch with 2 outs. Gore hits the zone that time. Cut off by Smith, nothing going. And now the bases are loaded. She holds the bat in a unique approach too, kind of like my driver on 18. The thumb wrapped around, and she goes around on the pitch. So Wynn Gore Gets out of this 7th. We'll go to the 4 outings, all 5+ innings, all put her team in a chance to win. And looks for a 5th straight win here tonight. This will test Anna Gold. Passes with flying colors. 3 straight putouts for the Duke shortstop. Smith goes back up the middle. Jennings charging in. Nice catch. There's the speed of Deanna Jennings. If you saw that play, Judge caught it and then dove as he caught it. That time, I think it was necessary. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
I'll give it to him.
This pop-up will wrap it up. Danny Drugmuller, the complete game victory. And here's Duke, 10 straight wins in Raleigh. They'll take game 1 in dominant fashion, 9-2.
Overall, this Duke offense was so powerful. 4 home runs out of the team today. Anna Gold, Amina Vega, Rodriguez, Brooklyn Thomas, all of them stepping up, and this Duke offense is coming together at the right time. But Danny Drugmuller in the circle, shutting it down. 7 strikeouts, career high, well, excuse me, ACC high on the season, but doing her job today.